I was like, this is going too smooth. It's just perfect. And even when Matt had asked how everything was going, my mom asked, they're texting me. I was so aware of how I was responding to them because I didn't want to jinx myself. I was like, it's been okay. It's so far so good. Like I didn't want to say everything is going so great. It's so smooth. Everything's perfect because I didn't want to jinx myself. And that still didn't matter.
You gotta get on my level.
Hey, I'm Leah Vandale, and this is Hot Mom Shit, the podcast where we live in the and. We're going to laugh, we're probably going to cry, and I'm definitely going to say something I probably shouldn't. If you've ever looked like a babe on the outside while completely losing your shit on the inside, you are exactly where you need to be. Welcome to another episode of Hot Mom Shit. I feel like it's been a minute since I've been here, even though, well, actually it has been because last week we didn't have an episode. So I'm really excited to get back and just fill you guys in. I told you about the trip that I was taking with my family, and now I'm on the other side of it, and I cannot wait to fill you in on the disaster. Disaster, I think, is an understatement for certain parts of it. It was beautiful. It was great. It was lovely. But like, I forgot I can swear. It was a hot fucking mess. And I'm just going to take you through the journey because I feel like you can't even make this shit up, like how this went, okay? I mean, some of it was great. And some of it you're going to be like, this is it. This is the story. But like, you have to wait till the very end to find out how it finished. And it's just like, what a fucking shit show. Okay, so let me take you through it. First of all, full disclosure, Matt and I have just been kind of in like a rut. He's been traveling so much. He's been home maybe 4 days in the last month because we were in Europe. He was in Europe for work and he had stayed out there longer because of work, and he was out there prior to when I got there. So he's just been working so much. He was home for a few days and then he was in London and then he was in Saudi Arabia, like literally all over the world. So it's just been like we're just ships passing in the night. We're rarely together at the same time. And if we are, one of us is asleep. The other, like it's just been like we're just in a weird phase, I feel like, in a weird season because I am so drenched in motherhood. I'm like in it. I am just like still not sleeping because Bram is just not sleeping and it's just a shit show. We're just exhausted for different reasons. And we're just not on the same page. We just cannot, like, no matter what we do, we keep kind of like arguing and just like over stupid shit because we're both just so tired all the time. And I feel like because I'm at home with the boys, like I just am kind of, I know I've done an episode on this before where I just don't know who I am. Like my identity is lost. And I've talked to you guys before about how I've been weaning and my hormones are all over the place. So to feel like I'm kind of doing that alone and not on purpose, of course. It's not like he's like, you deal with all of that while I'm over here doing my thing. It's just been extra hard. And I'm grateful. I have my mom to help when she's around. She's just the best. And I'm so grateful that I have her support because without her, I don't know how I would get through it. With that being said, prior to us going on our trip to Florida, my parents were on vacation. So not only did I not have my mom, like even when Matt is traveling, I can at least, and my mom's not here on the weekends. She's got to have some time to herself, right? So she doesn't help out with the kids on the weekends, but I'll at least go to their house and we hang out. My dad will like grill and we can all hang out. And it just takes a little bit of pressure off of me to not figure out how to entertain two kids by myself. So I didn't have that because they were on vacation. They went to go see my grandmother. She lives in Florida. So they spent some time with her. And then Matt was out of town. Mind you, we got in this stupid fight before he left for the airport. Again, just stuff that we would never normally even argue about. But again, with us both being sleep deprived and him traveling and me with the babies, it's just was this, I don't even remember what the fight was about. We got in a fight. He left. And I was just like miserable. I was pissed that we had a fight. And I'm now at home with the boys by myself, no husband, no mom, no help from anybody. So I was just like not looking forward to those few days before we ended up having to leave for our trip. So it was fun. The boys are great. And truthfully, I feel very lucky, but that doesn't mean it's not hard. Like, what am I supposed to do all day with these boys? It was so hot. Like, I didn't know what to do. And I had no no one to interact with. So finally we get to the point where it's Sunday evening. My stepdaughters come over because they're coming on the trip with me. And I will say I was really excited because I rented this house in Fort Lauderdale. For anyone that doesn't know, so I was living in Fort Lauderdale prior to dating Matt. So I bought a condo, I renovated it, it's on the water. It's like this beautiful little part of the world that I just was in love with. And then we started dating, and of course he has 3 kids. He was living in actually Connecticut in the time, but then was moving to Pittsburgh. So we're doing long distance. He couldn't move, obviously, because he has 3 kids. So I had to move from Fort Lauderdale to Pittsburgh, but I kept my condo. And so I would go back and forth a lot. And then until I had Dimitri, like I barely went. I would go maybe a couple times a year. Same thing now with Bram. It's like barely get out there. So I actually sold my condo to my sister, which has been great because now it's at least in the family. I can still go down whenever. And then maybe someday, we're planning on getting back to Florida anyway. So it will all work out. So I rented a house in Fort Lauderdale. And that was kind of like, because I sold the condo, I just like wanted to treat everybody, my parents. And my point in all of this, I'm all over the place. But my point in all of this is that my stepkids wanted to come with me. And I just felt really, really lucky and happy about that because it's like I told them, Dad's not coming. Dad's going to be away. He's out of the country. He's not going to be coming. And they're like, oh, no, we still want to come. And even my stepson, who's almost 18, graduated high school, did not think he'd want to come at all. And he even came, and it was just like it warmed my heart to know that they feel that comfortable with me, that they want to come on vacation with me, even when Dad's not around. That just like made me so happy. So anyway, my stepdaughters came that Sunday night, and then my stepson, he flew separately because we weren't sure if he was going to come, so Matt booked him on a separate flight, whatever. So that night we all went to bed. I spent the entire evening. Everything has been packed. I packed everything in the car. So all we had to do in the morning is I had to like get the boys dressed and out the door. And I was like so like militant in how we were going to be traveling because I'm now traveling with my 17 or she's almost 17 stepdaughter, my 12-year-old stepdaughter, my 2-year-old, and my 8-month-old, all by myself. And I'm like, how are we going to do this? So I had this whole plan in my head. I mean, obviously, I traveled for a living. I know what it's like to travel. I'm a friggin' professional traveler at this point. I know all the ins and outs, all the tricks, all the do's and don'ts. So I had a whole plan. You're going to take the baby. I'm going to fold up the car seat, and then we're going to do this, and then you're going to hold that, and you're going to carry this. Mind you, I had so many bags. The girls had their carry-ons, all this stuff for the boys, a car seat, / stroller, a toddler. Like, how are we going to get all of this stuff from the car into the airport to then check the bag? Like, it was just a shit show, but we made it work. I had a whole plan, and my plan worked. It popped off, right? The best part was I had to, well, this isn't the best part. Why did I even say that? It's not the freaking best part. An integral part of the story, which will come into play later, is that I drove Matt's car to the airport because he has a big SUV. So we had plenty of room for the boys, Bram's car seat, Dee's car seat, because I didn't know, can I get an Uber with a car seat, and how am I going to get one at 3:30 in the morning? And that was another thing that was stressing me out because like Bram at that point was sleeping okay, and now I'm going to have to wake him up at 4 a.m. or whatever time it was, and like his whole sleep thing was going to be thrown off, and I was just like had such anxiety about that. Traveling with kids is just no joke because there's so many different factors that are involved. But we got everything packed up in the car, drove the car to the airport, and now like I have the baby, I have Dee, I have a bag. The girls have their bags. They're holding my bags. We're getting everything in, but we got it. We made it. We're good. We got through security like nothing. It was so easy. I was like, this is going too smooth. It's just perfect. And even when Matt had asked how everything was going, my mom asked, they're texting me. I was so aware of how I was responding to them because I didn't want to jinx myself. I was like, it's been okay. It's so far so good. Like I didn't want to say everything's going so great. It's so smooth. Everything's perfect because I didn't want to jinx myself. And that still didn't matter because by the time we get to the gate, we went and we got donuts. We got through security. We had maybe like a half hour. So I planned it out pretty well. Bram was like crawling all around the airport floor. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Get out your energy. Get your germs. I don't care. Like he's 8 months old. I have to get his energy up before we get on the plane because he has nowhere to go once we're on the plane. And he's such a wiggler. So we're getting ready to board. And then they inform us that one of the flight attendants is sick and she called out. Not her fault, it is what it is. But I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we were so close to just like having and Bram was like getting ready to nap. It was just like perfect. And of course, then we're delayed an hour. But we made it, right? We got on the plane. The flight wasn't terrible. It was fine. Like, Bram was just wriggling the whole time. And then Dimitri was next to me. And I was not against him putting it in front of the iPad the whole time, because you got to do what you got to do, especially on a plane. But it was fine. My sister picked us up from the airport. She was staying at the Airbnb with us. And then we get to the Airbnb, and like in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I have my sister here. She's at least able to help, because my mom and dad were meeting us at the Airbnb the next day. So this is now Monday. We're at the Airbnb. My parents were coming in on Tuesday. So I'm thinking like, okay, great. I can finally have a minute to myself because my sister's there. She's going to help. Mind you, I've had them all by myself for days and days and days now, because Matt's been traveling, my mom's been traveling. It's just been me with the kids, and I'm just like losing my fucking mind. I just need like 10 minutes to just pee by myself. And bless my sister, love her to death. She is incredible, love her. And this is not a knock on her, but she does not have kids. And I think this is the observation I made while being there that week. Until you have kids, you don't realize how all-consuming it is, how overwhelming it can be, how, 5 minutes to yourself can just reset the whole tone for the day. And I just like wasn't given that opportunity. Like, love her. But it's like we walked in the house and she's like, I'm going to put the groceries away. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit and eat. And like, she should, right? She is a grown woman. This is her vacation. She should be able to like do her thing. But I was just like sitting there, like secretly being so resentful. I'm like, oh my God, I just need like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, or like and then as soon as we get there, I have to make everyone's food, get all the kids' stuff set up because I have to set up the crib and set up all the things. Like, I just was ready to lose my mind. Well, I was losing my mind. I was just like, I went into the bathroom with Bram and I was just like crying. I'm like, I felt so frustrated because I just needed a minute. And I'm sure if I was like, hey, can you watch them for 5 minutes for me? She would have done it, of course. She would have not been like, no. But I felt bad even asking that. And I felt like, I mean, these are my kids. Like, it's no one else's responsibility, right? But I was just in that moment feeling so exhausted, so overwhelmed, so defeated. Like, I just felt like I'm not a real human. Like, I'm just everyone else's everything. Mind you, I planned the whole trip. I booked the house. I got everything that everyone needed, made the grocery list, like made sure the kids had everything that traveling with a baby and a toddler and like all the different things that they need during the day or to sleep, or like their lotions and their creams and their certain diapers, and like that one likes this thing to go to sleep and the other only likes these pajamas. It's just like stupid shit that you like when you're at your house, you don't even think twice about. But it's like I had it all planned and like I had everything I need. I was just mentally exhausted. And like, had Matt been with me, it would be like, okay, great. Like, you take him for 5 minutes so I can like go do what I need to do. But I think as moms, we're like hardwired to not ask for help. And in that moment, that's all I would have just like keeled over and died if she was like, hey, let me take them for a couple minutes. I know you've been by yourself with them for like a few days. And I don't blame her for not doing that because she doesn't have kids. She doesn't understand. By the end of the week, this bitch understood, let me tell you, because she was like going back to her house to sleep because she's like, it is so loud. There's so much happening. When do you ever get a break? How do you sleep? Like, she got it by the end of the week. But it was a lot. So then on Tuesday, thank God, like my prayers were answered when my parents landed and they were just like, we're here. And it was just so, especially because we had a pool at our house. So then my eyes are like glued to Dimitri and the baby, making sure like everyone is safe. Like that scares me so much. So it's like you're just on high alert. So then when my parents were there, it was like 2 extra sets of eyes. And of course my sister was paying attention to the kids, right? But it's just different. So like then my parents were there and I felt like I had to little mimosa. I was just like feeling myself. I was so happy. It was so nice to have them there. And just like, I've realized how attached I am to my parents at this point in my life because I'm 38 years old and I mean, I went most of my adult life not living near them. And then they moved to Pittsburgh almost 4 years ago. And I guess I just forget how attached I am to them and how close I am. Like I've spent every single day with my mom. So to be away from her for that long, that was the longest I've been away from her. And I mean, I guess other than when I went to Europe for the 6 days I was gone. But I really, really missed her. So it was just nice to have them there and back and just like, okay, everything's cool. And yeah, we just had a great time. Everyone just played in the pool all week and we just had good food. And it was just really so fun to see Dimitri because he's at such a fun age right now. He's 2.5. And to see him in the pool and like playing with his sisters and just like he's his own little person. Like, Mom, can you make me a sandwich? Or I need some of this, or I love that. Or like, it's just so cool to see him turn into his own person and have his own personality. And he's so fun and just like the life of the party all the time. And it melts my heart to like live through him and see. Like he went fishing with his brother. Like we had a house right on the water, and he was able to just fish right there. And like his whole thing all week was he wanted to touch a fish, and he finally got to touch a fish, and he was so excited about that. And it melts my heart so much. We did hibachi one night, backyard hibachi. That was my surprise for everybody. It was my sister's birthday, and everyone was like so excited. It was so much fun to do that. If you haven't done backyard hibachi, you have to do it. It was such a fun experience. It's something to do for everybody without being like having to leave the house and be. It was so hot down there. Like I forget how hot and humid it is in Florida in the summertime. But to be able to do that at home in the backyard, it was great. And everyone was just like laughing and having a great time. And then I will say, like, it was another hard moment for me. And I feel like this is like, oh, okay, we get it. But I feel like maybe moms, and I don't know any other moms that feel like talk about this. So I'm just going to say it, even if it sounds like, I hope I don't come off as like a brat. That's not my intention. But I just feel like I couldn't enjoy myself because I'm holding my baby the entire time. So like he wouldn't sit in his high chair. He would just like, I had to hold him, and like everyone else is like catching the shrimp in their mouth and whatever. And I'm just like bouncing the baby and just like trying to get him to not scream because he was miserable for whatever. It was like the witching hour and he just was not having it. And I was just like, oh, like I just wanted to enjoy, like, again, watching everyone have fun made me so happy. That's like mom life, right? Mom always comes last. It's just like, okay, everyone's having a great time. This is good. I'm happy about that. I wish I could be a little more involved with it and be part of it. But again, just not my time. I'll get there. Eventually I'll be able to like enjoy stuff like that. But I hope, again, that's not coming off bratty. I just, like, even when Matt wants to go out to dinner with the kids, I'm like, it sucks going out to dinner as a mom with a baby. Like, Dee's fine going out to dinner now, but like he used to be like that. And we never used to go out to eat because it would be so difficult because he would be screaming, or I'd have to hold him and walk around. I can never eat my food hot and like have to take it home and eat it once everyone goes to bed. Because even if Matt tries to hold the baby doesn't want him. He only wants me. And it's like not fun at all. I hate going out to dinner with the kids until obviously that he gets a little bit older. So it's just hard, but it is what it is. Like, you know, there's way worse problems in life, but I just think if I heard other moms say like, yeah, it fucking sucks going out to dinner with my baby and I don't do it. Like, I'm just so curious. Like, please tell me I'm not alone in that. Like, please, I need to hear other stories or maybe some tips or tricks. Cause I refuse to do like an iPad at dinner. I just don't. And I'm not judging anybody that does it. That's great for you. If that's what works, like I'm not judging, do what works for you. But I just don't want to go out to dinner and like put an iPad in front of my baby so I can eat dinner. I'd rather eat dinner at home and he can crawl around and do whatever. That's just like not how I want to do it. So if you have any other tips or tricks that don't include an iPad, I am all ears. So then anyway, it's the end of the week. The kids all have earaches because they've been in the pool literally from like as soon as they wake up in the morning till they go to sleep at night, they're in the pool. So my stepdaughters, they have terrible earaches, and now Dimitri's complaining of an earache, and I was like, holy shit, like everyone has swimmer's ear, stressing me out. But then like as the day would go on, we were leaving on Saturday, so this was Friday. We gave them all Tylenol, and they were all fine. Like throughout the day, everything was good to go. And then they went to bed that night. This is the night before we're heading back home. So Friday, I just feel like the last day of vacation, you can never enjoy yourself anyway. Because it's like that doom of knowing, the doom and gloom. Like, you know you're leaving the next day. You can't enjoy yourself. My sister took most of the food back to her condo. So it was great. We didn't have to worry about wasting anything. And then we had grilled out that afternoon for lunch. And we're like, we'll have leftovers for dinner. I put both boys down. I had everything packed, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go eat some dinner, like have a leftover hot dog or whatever my dad made. And my mom threw all the food away because she thought everyone had eaten. And I'm like, I was so upset because I didn't even eat lunch. I hadn't eaten since breakfast, and I was just like, I was so hungry. And of course she felt awful. She was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you ate. But I just felt like that was the theme of the trip. Like, I just always was last. It was like, I'm just so hungry, but I don't even care at this point. I just like want to go to bed. So my mom, my dad, and myself, we all just sat and like chatted for a couple minutes, and we're all like, we're going to get a good night's sleep because we had to be up. Our alarms were set for 3:15. So we had to have everything. We had to have a good night's sleep. It's now about 8:30. I get into bed. All my stuff's laid out for the morning. Again, everything's laid out for the kids. I'm like ready to go. It's like 8:45 now. Like I literally just closed my eyes at 8:30. It was like 8:37. 8:40 something. Bram wakes up. I'm like, okay, try to get him to go back down. He won't go back down. It was just like one of those nights, and I have them quite often. But it was just one of those nights where he just would not settle. I don't know what was going on. Maybe he was overtired, and like everything was just so much, I'm sure, for him. It's 8 months old. He's in a new place, sleeping in a different crib. He's like probably way overstimulated from being in the pool and everyone being there and being around each other all week. Finally, I got him to settle in my arms in bed at like 10:30. I was like, okay, we'll co-sleep. So we're laying in bed. Finally, again, the last time I looked at my phone, it was 10:30. I woke up at 11 because my stepdaughters are in my room, or my youngest stepdaughter, she's in my room, crying hysterically because her ear hurt so bad. I'm like, oh my God, okay. And I don't know what to do. So like she hadn't complained that entire day about her ear hurting. I gave her Tylenol in the morning and everything was fine. So I was like, okay, here's some more Tylenol. Put like a warm compress. And I'm someone who's had ear problems my entire life. So I know how painful like an earache is. It sucks. It's the worst. Gave her like put something warm on your ear, like just lay down and try to get some rest. She went and lay down. I felt awful. Like other than me, like maybe laying in bed with her and rubbing her back, but I had the baby. Like I couldn't do that with her, and I don't even know if she would have felt comfortable with that. Like, and aside from that, I don't know what else I could have done to make her feel better. So then, okay, now it's like probably almost midnight at this point. After I get her settled, get the baby settled, I put him back in the crib. I lay back down. My mom comes in the room. It's 12:45. She's like, Dee, because she was sleeping in the bedroom with Dimitri. And she said, Dimitri wants you. He's crying. He doesn't feel good. And he feels really warm. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. So I go into his room and he is burning. Like I was ready to call my sister to take him to the emergency room because he felt so warm. And I didn't have a thermometer to check his temperature. So I was stressing. Luckily, I had some children's Tylenol, gave him some Tylenol, put some cold cloths on his head, on his legs, try to cool him down. And within, 20, 30 minutes, he was definitely not as warm. So I was like, okay. Now he's just asking to watch Peppa Pig because I can tell he's uncomfortable. He doesn't feel good. And he keeps asking. I'm like, we cannot watch Peppa Pig. We have to go to sleep. And at this point, it's almost 2:00. And he doesn't want to settle. We had one of those beds. It's like a trundle bed, so it pulled out underneath, and that's where he was sleeping. And then he asked to sleep in the big bed with me. It's like, okay, let's sleep in the big bed. And he's like rolling all around. He's like now getting all fired up. I'm like, we need to chill out. He finally falls asleep around 2:30. And at this point, my alarm's set for 3:15. Why the fuck go to sleep? So I have not even slept this night at all. So I'm like, I'm just going to get up. I'm going to get dressed, brush my teeth, get everything together. I had pre-ordered 2 Ubers for the morning because everyone was flying back with us, except my stepson. He flew back a little early. He had like a grad party or something to go to. So it was my parents, me, my 2 stepdaughters, and my 2 boys. We were all flying back together. So I pre-ordered an Uber with a car seat, and then I pre-ordered like an Uber XL for make sure all of our bags could fit. Now my one stepdaughter, she's waking up absolutely miserable. Her ear's still killing her. I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do. We're about to get on a plane. Like, how are we gonna even do this? I couldn't I can't even explain to you the shit show that was getting everyone in these Ubers and trying to get to the airport, because I ordered an Uber with a car seat and they refused to put the car seat in. The man said, "Oh no, he's too big. He doesn't need a car seat." I'm like, the kid is 2. We need to set the car seat up. So dealing with that. And then I'm trying to get Bram because he has the Duna, so you can do it without a base. You use like a seatbelt to get him into the car. He will not fit in the other car. So now Dimitri's crying because he wants me to go in the car with him. Bram's crying because it's 3:00 in the morning. He's tired. And I'm trying to strap him in. Now I'm waving my parents were in the car with Dimitri. I'm waving them down. Mind you, he's still in a car seat. I'm like, what's happening? Luckily, it's a short drive to the airport, but still, I'm like freaking out about that. So I have to flag my parents down so I can now put Bram in that Uber, and now my mom is in the other. Like, it was a shit show. Everyone's screaming. Everyone is like, and like everyone else is just standing there, and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, like, because I had to like tell everyone what to do, and I'm like, everyone's just standing there. I'm like, somebody fucking help me. Like, I just felt like everything was on my shoulders, and I was like ready to explode. I'm in the front seat of the Uber, and I'm like crying. I'm like, I need to get through this fucking day. Like, I did not sleep at all. And I also blew up on my dad at one point because he was asking me a question, and I just like let it out on him, and I didn't even mean to. I go, "Dad, I didn't even fucking sleep last night." And my dad's looking at me. I'm like, and now I know, I'm like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just didn't sleep, and like you're asking me a million questions, and I'm like trying to handle everything. It was just a shit show. A shit show is an understatement. Finally, we get to the airport. It is what it is. We get through security. We get on the plane, and it's okay. And mind you, now my dad is telling me, "I can't believe you did this without us on the way down." I'm like, yeah, I know. It was crazy. But like, again, I had a plan, and I just like, I think I was disassociating from the moment when we were traveling on the way down. Because I'm like, if I paid attention to every little thing that was stressing me out and realizing like what a shit show it was, I would have lost my mind. So I was just like, okay, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. And that's what I told myself. And it was. It ended up being fine. But like on the way back, luckily I had my parents to help out, which was great too. And carry some extra bags, gate check the stroller. Like, I'm so grateful I had their help. And on the plane, like Bram is just like won't sleep. He's wriggling, moving around. My youngest stepdaughter is hysterical because her ears are hurting her, which I totally get. I mean, my heart was breaking for her. And I'm in the window seat with Bram, and Dimitri's next to me. My mom's in the aisle. She's in the aisle next to my mom. So my mom's like trying to rub her back. The flight attendant's helping, giving her like hot water and a cup. And it was just a shit show. So then my mom's tending to her, of course. So Bram's crying. Dee needs something. I'm like, I'm trying my fucking best. And my dad like sitting in the back of the plane. So I had to book everyone in the back of the plane. When we landed, it took so long to get off the plane. Bram was screaming the entire time. I was like, get me the fuck off of this plane. Just get me out of here. My dad ended up taking the girls home because my mom came with me so she could help me with the boys and unload all of our groceries, or not groceries, our bags and all of that. So we get in the car, we're leaving the airport, and I go to my mom. I'm like, I am so tired. Like, I don't even know how I'm going to drive right now. I was just so exhausted. I'm in Matt's car, get everything in the car. We're getting ready to go. I fucking hit a cement pole as we're pulling out of the parking spot of the parking garage. So I told you, big SUV, and they have like these huge cement pillars, but I couldn't see it because it went under I couldn't see it in the what the hell do you call that? The side mirror? The side mirror? Why can't I'm like glitching right now. On the passenger door mirror, I couldn't see it because it was below the door, and I just didn't see it. And I just hear the crunch, and I'm like, oh my God, like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the last thing I need. And of course it's my husband's car. It's not my car. It's my husband's. And I'm like, he loves his car. And I'm like, This is the last. I start crying. I'm freaking out. My mom's like, it's fine. And she gets out and she's like looking at it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I should take a picture. And like, I was like, this looks so bad. So now I'm like, Matt's going to kill me. I don't know how I'm going to, like, I just, like, it was the cherry on top. I, again, not sleeping the whole trip, everything being on my shoulders and just like needing a fucking break. And that happened. So then I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I was like, I'm not going to tell him. That's for sure. He was still out of the country. So I'm like, I need to figure out how I'm going to handle this before he comes home. And long story short, we get home and we use like a magic eraser. There's no yellow. Like it didn't actually even scratch the paint. It was just a dent. So I'm like, okay, I'm get a freaking plunger out. I'm trying to take it out. Nothing is working. I find this thing called, I forget what I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a mobile repair company that can come and like take the dent out of your car. So I'm going a little bit ahead. I'm going to get back to the rest of the trip in a second. But I called this guy this past Monday and I'm like, what can I pay you to get to my house today and take this out before my husband gets home? He's like, I can't do that. He's like, I can't come until next Monday. And I'm like, cool. All right. So now I have to call my husband and tell him. And he knew like what a shit show my travel day was and like how awful that day was to begin with. And I was so scared. Like, why am I so scared to tell my husband that I freaking put a dent in his car? Like, we're fine. The kids are fine. I'm fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I think just like the anxiety of everything that was going on, I just was like spiraling. So I called him and I was like, I have to tell you something. Because then I feel bad because I'm like omission of the truth is a lie to me, right? So I have not told him about the dent in his car, and I've been talking to him for several days now, and I have not once mentioned it. And so I'm like, oh my God, I have something to tell you that I've been meaning to tell you for a couple days, but like I was hoping I would take care of it before you got home, but I can't. And he's like, what is happening? And I'm like, I put a dent in your car and I'm so sorry. And like, I'm going to fix it. He's like, it's fine. It's a dent. We'll be all right. Like, don't worry about it. We'll get it fixed. It's just a car. And I'm like, okay, I did marry the right man. Like, I was worried for a minute. Because then my mom is saying to me in the car when I'm crying on the way home, she's like, Leah, if you are this worried about your husband being mad at you for denting your car, you're in the wrong fucking marriage. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong marriage. Like I'm spiraling. And then when he said that to me, I'm like, okay, I'm in the right marriage. I like was losing my mind. So everything was fine. We're all good. But we got home from the airport. Now Dimitri is complaining of his ears. He's not feeling well. My girl's mom took her to the urgent care and she ended up having a double ear infection. So they had to get her on antibiotics and eardrops. So then when I heard that, I'm like, shoot, okay, I should probably take Dimitri. Because again, I just thought it was like swimmer's ear and it would resolve and it would be fine. But he still wasn't himself and he didn't sleep that night. And again, with him having that really bad fever the night before, I'm like, I need to take him to urgent care. And that was like pulling teeth. He was like losing his mind, like holding on to the door as I'm trying to get him out of the house, put him in the car seat. And it's like, I do not have the energy for this. I don't even have the mental capacity for this. Ended up getting him to urgent care. It was okay. We got through it. He did have a double ear infection as well. Got him on antibiotics. The best part about all of it is the doctor tells me, okay, like we gotta get on amoxicillin, put some eardrops in his ear. He needs 5 eardrops in each ear, and you have to let it settle for 15 minutes before you put it in the other one and make sure he keeps his head down. And I'm like, with a 2-year-old, like it was like a pediatric urgent care. So like obviously they know kids. How the hell am I supposed to keep my 2-year-old boy's head down for 15 minutes and put eardrops in his ears? The cutest thing was that night when we went to sleep. So I did end up getting the eardrops in his ears. I had to bribe him with some Peppa Pig. Got him in one ear and then finally got him in the other. And then that night we're talking about our day before bed. Mind you, I'm like this. I'm like falling a fucking sleep because I've been up at that point for so long, almost 48 hours. So I was like, I am like telling him his story, talking to him about the day. And he goes, Mama, could you please take the eardrops out of my ears now? And he like had no concept of what they were, right? He thought I just put stuff in his ear and then we take it out. And it was so cute. And he goes, Mama, you put seeds in my ear. And I'm like, oh my God, I was just like dying. It was so sweet. And it's like after all of that, after the crazy week and the crazy travel day and denting my husband's car and like all of it, just putting him to bed that night, I'm like, and he just kept talking about what a great time he had. He's like, Mama, can we go back to Florida? I miss our house. And it was just so, so, so sweet and worth it. You know, it is worth it. But like, holy shit, the struggles of traveling with kids, it's just insane. So I hope I didn't bore you to death with this story, but I think this was more cathartic for me to like talk about the week. And just as moms, I feel like we can't always enjoy every moment, right? And that's okay. And I think that's something I'm learning as a new mom. I've only been a mom for a little over 2 years now. And it's like I'm almost like jealous that, you know, my sister, for example, could just like enjoy the trip and not have to worry about kids and not have to worry about anyone needing her. But then I'm like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would never, ever, ever. The point I'm trying to make is, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not articulating it properly, but I did enjoy the trip in my own way. And I was able to see my kids enjoy themselves and my stepkids and have my sister and like have my family all under one roof. And these are memories that I'll have forever. And I know it will get easier in the sense of like my kids not needing me so much. And this is such a short period of time. And I'm grateful that I was able to do it. And I know that they won't remember like the boys, but I will. And like the pictures and the memories we'll have like forever. So I just pray I'm not the only mom that thinks like this. So if you do, please slide in my DMs, comment on the reels, comment here on YouTube, let me know and share some of your vacation disaster stories with me so I feel a little bit better about mine.
You gotta get on my level.
You did it! Somewhere between the laundry and the meltdowns, you made time for another episode of Hot Mom Shit. If something today made you feel a little less alone, text it to the mom who could use the reminder too. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode and come hang out with me at the Leah Vandale. Remember, babe, none of us have our shit together.